Dear followers, welcome to a new video on the channel. The chill of winter had settled deep into the bones of the old house, mirroring the quiet solitude that had become my constant companion. A couple of months prior, a clumsy misstep on a slick staircase at work had left me with a fractured leg, consigning me to an 8-week sentence within the confines of a full cast. Living alone on the fringes of town, my days had blurred into a monotonous cycle, punctuated only by the endless stream of television. It was early December, well past midnight, and the flickering glow of the screen illuminated my living room as I delved deeper into a new true crime series, the kind that weaves a tapestry of dread with its haunting ambient music and unnervingly slow zooms into grim crime scene photographs. A particular episode had etched itself into my memory, its chilling narrative unfolding around a stalker who had a penchant for slipping into women's homes under the cloak of night. A truly unsettling choice for a late-night viewing, I now realize. I paused the show, drawn by a sudden, almost magical sight beyond my window. The season's inaugural snowfall had begun, a silent ballet of flakes descending from the ink-black sky. Despite the throbbing ache in my leg and the frustrating confinement, a childlike wonder bubbled within me. I reached for my crutch, its cold metal a familiar weight in my hand, and hobbled towards the large glass pane that dominated my living room, offering an unobstructed view of the street. The world outside was transforming, each delicate snowflake a brushstroke on a canvas of white. The road, the rooftops, the mailboxes, all were steadily being consumed by a pristine, silent blanket. A profound sense of serenity enveloped me, as if I were the sole sentinel awake in the vast sleeping town, bearing witness to this quiet metamorphosis. The streetlights cast a warm, inviting orange glow upon the falling snow, turning each flake into a tiny, ephemeral star. For a few precious seconds, I simply stood there, mesmerized by their graceful descent. Then, as if a switch had flipped in the quiet tableau, my gaze snagged on a detail that shattered the peaceful illusion. Just beyond my fence, bathed in the soft luminescence of the street lamp, a man stood. His posture was unsettlingly slumped, his body leaning forward as if burdened by an invisible weight, and his long, gaunt face was fixed with an unnerving intensity upon my house. This was no casual glance. It was a profound, almost predatory stare, laden with an unspoken, hidden intent that sent a prickle of unease down my spine. He was barely 10 feet from the street lamp, the light illuminating his features with an unsettling clarity. He wore neither a scarf nor a hat, an oddity given the biting cold of the winter night. How could anyone stand exposed to such elements without a hint of warmth? From that moment, every detail about him began to feel profoundly wrong. He didn't blink, even as the delicate snowflakes dusted his hair, settled on his eyebrows, and clung to his eyelashes. He made no attempt to brush them away, as if he existed beyond the realm of human sensation, a macabre automaton cloaked in flesh. He simply stared, his gaze unwavering, directed squarely at my house. And then, with a chilling certainty, directly at me. My stomach plummeted. I fought against the rising tide of panic, attempting to rationalize the bizarre encounter. Perhaps he was a neighbor, lost in thought, or perhaps he was simply disoriented by drink. But the longer I observed him, the more the unsettling stillness of his form became apparent. He neither swayed nor shifted his weight. He appeared utterly frozen in place, a statue carved from the night. And then, with a sudden, deliberate movement, he raised a hand and waved. a wave that was less a greeting and more a silent acknowledgement of my discovery. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat of terror. I stumbled backward, the crutch clattering against the floor, and limped frantically towards the front door, fumbling with the lock until the deadbolt clicked into place. I then raced to the back, double-checking every window, every latch, ensuring the house was a fortress against the encroaching darkness. I yanked the drapes shut on that front window, plunging the living room into a comforting gloom, and sank back onto the couch, the crutch leaning precariously beside me. I muted the television, the silence amplifying the frantic rhythm of my own breathing. 10 minutes stretched into an eternity. Nothing. Not a sound. No approaching footsteps, no ominous knocks, just the oppressive quiet of the house. "Don't look," I whispered to myself. "Don't peek. He's gone. He must be gone." But the insidious tendrils of curiosity, intertwined with the desperate need for confirmation, proved too strong. Cautiously, I approached the window once more, my hand trembling as I parted the curtain just an inch. And there he was, right there. His horrifying face was pressed against the glass, the warmth emanating from within the house, melting the snow from his cheeks in grotesque rivulets. His eyes, luminous and unnervingly bright in the moonlight, seemed to glow with an inner malevolence. A vast, predatory grin stretched across his face, revealing yellowed, stained teeth, as if he had been patiently waiting for me to return his gaze. Our eyes locked, and I swear the blood in my veins turned to ice. I stumbled backward, nearly dropping my crutch, a raw, primal scream tearing from my throat. My trembling fingers fumbled for my phone, dialing 911, my voice a ragged whisper, barely coherent through the sheer terror.
The dispatcher, a calm voice in the storm of my panic, attempted to soothe me, urging me to articulate the unfolding nightmare. It took several agonizing seconds to collect my scattered thoughts, to force the words past the lump in my throat. "There's a man outside my house," I stammered. He was watching me through the window." The dispatcher remained on the line, a lifeline in the darkness, as I retreated to the perceived safety of the bathroom. The only weapons at my disposal, a toothbrush and a ceramic soap dish. 10 minutes later, the arrival of the police sirens pierced the night. I didn't emerge from my self-imposed sanctuary until I heard their voices, strong and reassuring, calling out my name. They conducted a thorough sweep of the yard, but the man had vanished as mysteriously as he had appeared, leaving behind only a disturbing trail of footprints in the fresh snow. There were numerous prints, suggesting he had not merely stood there, but had scoured the perimeter of my house, searching, perhaps, for a vulnerable point of entry. The footprints, all originating from the street, led directly to my front window, confirming the horrifying proximity of his presence. The officers noted that it appeared he had been walking in circles around the house at some point, a chilling detail that spoke of a methodical, unsettling reconnaissance. I filed a report, of course, but without security camera footage or witnesses, they had no leads. Only the stark, undeniable evidence of prints in the snow, and the indelible image of that man's face burned into the darkest corners of my mind. For weeks that stretched into months, I slept with every light blazing, a heavy hammer tucked beneath my pillow, a futile attempt to reclaim a sense of security that had been irrevocably shattered. The most terrifying realization, however, was the lingering uncertainty. I still don't know how long he had been watching me before I finally noticed, or if that chilling encounter was merely one in a series of unseen visits. The memory remains, a cold, unblinking stare in the depths of my nightmares. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date.